Keeping you informed. This is In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS.
Welcome to another edition of In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and today it's time to celebrate the Holland Fest 2025, coming to you from Holland, Indiana on September 12th through the 14th. And with us, of course, we have Holland Fest Committee members MaLea and Kelsey. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So, ladies, we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. You guys have been planning this festival probably just as fast as last year's wrapped up. So, what do we need to know about this year's fest? I don't know who kind of wants to go first, but for 3 days of a festival, you guys really pack a lot into your small community, right?
We do. We try to keep everybody as entertained as we possibly can. And with the help of the sponsorships, we really try to make sure a lot of those things are free. So, Friday, the food booths open at 5, and then we have our opening ceremonies at 6. So this year, we're actually going to bring recognition to Jerry and Nancy Smith from Holland. They've been major pillars in our community. We're thinking at 72-ish years, maybe married. So they've just been an asset to the churches that they belong to and just the different organizations in our community. So that's at 6. And then the Littles contest, the cute little Dutch kids, their little outfits, that's at 6:30. So, come out and check those things out. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, the more the merrier, really.
Right. And, it wouldn't be a DuBois County festival without the food booths and all of the work that goes into that. So what can we expect so far as food as we kind of kick off the festival on Friday?
So we've got several food booths. A lot of them have returned from last year. We've got the Holland United Methodist Church with their famous fricassee soup, their grilled chicken wraps, things like that. So good. Let's see. We've got mozzarella sticks, a lot of pizza, the Kiwanis pizza, milkshakes, all kinds of really good food. So you don't want to miss out.
One of the things that is new this year is the daycare is actually doing caramel apples. Different kinds of apples. Yeah.
Yes.
So that should be exciting.
Right. That sounds like a perfect way to kind of wrap up the work week or the school week on Friday. Just kind of, get dinner at the Holland Fest. And, we're going to talk about events that are kind of more catered towards the big kids. We're going to talk about the little kids and the family events and all of that stuff. So, ladies, I'd like to ask you, I'm seeing something about that kids zone. So what do the kids have to look forward to for the festival this year?
So Springs Valley Bank and Trust, they are sponsoring the Kids Zone for us. Jumping Jacks is going to have, I think, about 3 big jumping inflatables.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be good for the kids of all ages. We'll have one for the bigger kids that they can run through, and then a smaller one just for the littles. So that's always nice, and that is free. So that is one thing that we take pride in, is that a lot of the things that we do with the Holland Fest, it can be free for the kids and families.
Right. And before we go any further, I tend to skip over locations because, we assume that everyone knows what we're talking about. However, where does the Holland Fest typically take place, and where are all of the festivities this year going to be centralized?
Well, actually, it takes place at the park. So, head to Holland, check the windmill, drive down just a little bit. Don't drive by the windmill. You're not going to get in, but just drive a little bit past the windmill and you'll be able to park. And really, that's where our information booth is located. So you'll get all kinds of information about what's going on. And then the beer garden is right next to the family room beer garden. But it kind of just drives down that main drag there. And then the Hinkie Stadium, the kids' inflatables on the softball field, left field. Yeah, left field. Yes. Easy to find. They're big.
Yeah,
so
they're big,
easy to find. And then, Saturday there's some events at the shelter house and at the log cabin and really just all over the park. You'll not be able to miss it, honestly.
Which is what we want to, reinforce there. But just in case, we've got some new Dutchmen wandering through Holland. If you've never been to the park, make sure to stop there. And, before we kind of wrap up on Friday night, we've got some live entertainment to kind of celebrate. So, Kelsey, what do we need to know about that?
So we have Holland Exit this year. They are a 90s, 2000s alternative rock band. They actually originally where they got their name. So they originally practiced in Holland. They frequently referenced the exit for years. That's where they practice. So that's how they got their name. So there's 4 members. They're all Tecumseh grads. So they all live in Linville, Elberfeld, Newburgh. So it'll be fun to have that crew coming in. So
I figured there had to be some connection, not just coincidence.
Yes.
It'd be very neat for you guys to find some just random band. But, and then the Wandering Dutchman will be around then too, right?
Yes, so they will have their meet check-in on Friday at 9 p.m. And then we will be actually selling their People's Choice tickets in the information booth. And then they will also have them at their cabin down at the by the lake. And then the People's Choice tasting starts 12:30 on Saturday until it's gone. So it's $5 a ticket. So come and try some of their tasty. I think they have 7 teams. So it'll be a good turnout for them.
I think from what I saw that it's a very popular place up on the hill where all the barbecue contest is, right?
Well, they changed it just because of the fact that they got a little bit bigger. So they're actually down by the log cabin. So you don't see them on the hill, which was kind of cool, really. But now they're down by the log cabin, which is close to the lake. So
yeah.
Got to be able to spread out all the festivities because you guys do fill the park, which is a very amazing thing to see. Again, yes, smaller community, but being able to centralize everybody in one location, you guys, make it seem a lot bigger, which is fantastic. And we're going to talk about your big day. Saturday is a very full day. So what do we need to know starting right at 8 a.m. on Saturday?
So the Hummingbird Daycare Ministries has their Tulip Trot and 5K. That starts at 8. I do think that they have pre-registration. It's on our Facebook page. Anybody can print that off and turn it in. But then you can register as well at the event. And then I think at 9 o'clock they do a kids fun run. So that's like water balloons and just different fun things for obstacles for the kids to partake in. But and then the farm to table breakfast by the Dutch workers,
yeah.
I didn't know the last part of it.
So that's
the Dutch workers, yeah.
That's from 8 to 10, and all the 4-H members from Holland, the Dutch workers, they all put that on. So they volunteer their time, and it's actually a really good meal.
Wow, that is
awesome.
awesome.
Parents make it. Kelsey will get up at the crack of dawn, and I don't know what she's got this year, but last year we had gravy, I think, or something.
A lot of sausage for the gravy.
Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy. I think there'll be a couple egg casseroles. And it's all donations, so it goes back to the kids.
That is awesome. And, we love food around here, so we will take more food talk anytime we can get it. And then, for those more craftier people, you've got a craft fair going on too, right?
Yeah, so that's actually how I got involved in all this. I wanted to do a craft show. So from 10 until 4 down by the large shelter house playground, we have 33 booths this year, which is pretty amazing. So we're filling up the entire area. And there's just a huge variety of different things. More vegetables, a lot of homemade products like vanilla or breads, just a lot of different things than arts and crafts, I guess.
Right.
Which those are there as well, but a lot of different things for the kids to get as well. So anybody can come check that out. And we want you guys to come check it out because these people put a lot of time and effort into making all these things for people to purchase, and Christmas is coming up. So
yes, it is. It's going to be here before we know it. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
But MaLea, you brought up the topic of kids. Let's get back to more kids activities on Saturday. You guys do a fantastic job of kind of introducing them to events on Friday, but Saturday they have so much to do. So what do we need to know about kids events on Saturday?
So the kids' games start at 10. It's on the softball field in right field. That is sponsored by Rabbit Roofing. Actually, yes. And then, let's see, what else do we have? They have 4 games that they're going to play. So it's open to all ages, elementary, middle, adult even can come. So the winners will get Dutch bucks. So that's always fun. The Dutch bucks they can spend at the food booths. So in place of actual money. So.
That's really neat. I think I love that concept. It keeps it at the fairgrounds, but also it gives back to the community members and that and whatnot. And then I'm seeing kiddie tractor pulls coming up too.
Yes, the Southridge High School FFA will be putting that on for us. So that will be in between the tennis courts and the softball field. So that's always a good time for all those kids. Also free. So.
Yes, we love the free events. A lot of this that you guys offer, the majority of it is free again because of those sponsorships, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we really appreciate it. I have said for a long time we could not do what we're doing without those sponsorships.
Amazing. And so we've talked about the kids a little bit. We've given them their time to shine. Let's talk about the fur kids. The wiener dog race. You guys are bringing it back for a second year is what I've been told.
Yes, I'm so excited for this.
Tell us about it.
So that will be at 11:30. That's actually the check-in. It will actually begin at noon. We actually have 15 little wiener dogs, so there will be 3 heats, and then we'll have a championship heat. So it'll be so fun. It's down on the center field of the softball field. So.
And do they wear little costumes? Is that what I heard?
They don't. I mean, they can. They're welcome to. That makes it way more fun, but I don't know if they will or not.
Well, that's okay.
Always encouraged.
Just having some little furry friends around the way doesn't hurt either. Because again, a lot of community events as well as your guys does a fantastic job of including all ages in the family and then also the pets. I think that just makes it even more special for those who want to come and make those memories with the Holland Fest and wiener dog race, and then there's the magic show and a bunch of other things that go on as we go into the afternoon hours on Saturday, right?
Yes, so at 2 o'clock then, we are bringing in a magic show at Hinkey Stadium. We are partnering with the Huntingburg Public Library. So Darshwood is actually who the magician is. He is from Louisville, Kentucky. So that is going to be fun. I've seen reviews on him, a lot of good reviews. So we're excited to bring him here.
Right, and it doesn't end there. You've got the kids zone back open again. I'm seeing the balloon ladies are coming too. Again, just a lot of kid-centered events, but that's who's gonna make the park fairgrounds even more lively as those kids running around.
Oh yeah,
and it really does. I mean, I feel like we cater to the kids so that way the parents can kind of enjoy, relax, and not be as concerned about where they are and who they're with and all of those things. And so we try to keep it pretty located so that way they can let some of their older kids just go do their thing.
Right.
Nice.
And I will say as well, that coveted ice cream eating contest, that happens at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Is that right?
That is right. Prairie Farms has kind of been a support for that in a long time. And how can we have the Holland Fest with Prairie Farms being there without an ice cream eating contest? So it is sticky and gross and super fun to watch and really to videotape and then look back at the kids just being super crazy, and it's really a good time. So you definitely need to come check that out. Registration is at the information booth. There's a limit to the certain amount of kids, so you got to get there. You got to get signed up. That's the important part in order to participate. So
right, and I'd say that's probably the one that gets signed up for the quickest. I'd say because who wouldn't want free ice cream? And yes, I would hate the brain freeze, but it'd be super worth it.
yeah.
So, ladies, let's talk about as we go from the kind of later afternoon into the evening. The bigger kids come back into play. The beer garden opens back up. The food booths are running all day Saturday, or at least the majority of them. What do we have to look forward so far as Saturday night entertainment and other amenities that people can look forward to?
So from 4 to 7 on the Steve and Kathy Hinkey Family Main Stage, we will have live music by Dane Sheegers. That is sponsored by Visit Du Bois County, so we're very, very thankful for their sponsorship as well.
Very good. And then I'm seeing later on, so Mentors for Youth, the kids cornhole, is that happening this year?
It is. So that is one thing I was trying to get more kids involved, the older kids.
Right.
Because there's just not there's the bouncy houses and the ice cream eating contest, but what else is middle school and high school age kids going to do? So to keep them entertained, I thought that we could partner with the Mentors for Youth, and they obliged. And we've got 20 teams. So we have 10 elementary and 10 middle school teams to come, and hopefully it'll be a success for us.
See, you're thinking ahead. You're thinking, you can't have cornhole adults without the cornhole kids. Because I never played cornhole and I'm terrible at it. So instilling that confidence ahead of time, very, very thoughtful ahead of time as well. And then 6 p.m. I'm seeing that beer garden opens up again for the big kids. And then 7:30 I'm seeing even more live entertainment. So what can we expect from Saturday night?
Saturday night, we are so excited for Whiskey Row. It is a Western Kentucky high energy 80s, 90s country band. So that is sure to bring a big crowd.
Yeah.
We, usually we're Holland rocks and rolls, right? And so this year we kind of tried to mix it up a little bit. 90s, 80s and 90s, my thing. And our generation is what's there right now. So
That's right.
So we've been really, I've been super excited about this. I love country music. So I honestly think that they're going to put on a great show for us.
Got to cater to those crowds, which is, very thoughtful of you guys and much appreciated by the crowds. I had no doubt. And, I'm looking and I'm seeing here, you guys are going to draw for the Dutch Pot winner at 10 p.m. on Saturday. But what do we need to know about the Dutch Pot before we get to that big drawing? Because, we got some money to kind of contend with this year.
Yeah, so this year right now, which we don't get together a whole lot to update that, but we're sitting at 1,777. Last year we were so close to 10,000, and I know it was a big year, but we're hoping we can surpass that this year. And so we have tickets at the information booth right now. Committee members are selling. So I didn't bring any today, but if you see me or you send me a message, if you have access to me or Kelsey or a lot of them, honestly, get your tickets because if we can get that 10,000, that's 5,000 in your pocket. So
Right.
It's $1 for one or $5 for six. We have. I mess that up all the time. Six tickets for $5. I would be okay if you gave us $6. We'd reach our goal faster. But we have fanny packs, and this year we got little pouches that clearly say tickets on it. So find those ladies. Mostly ladies. I don't think the guys are going to be wearing those.
Fair enough.
And get your tickets and help us out there. A lot of that money, in turn, whatever we don't give out, goes back into the community. And I think that's another thing that we really strive to do is we don't make a lot of money off the fest. The money that we get comes from the small percentage that we get from booths and different things like that. And we're able to take that and give it back to community, the schools, some of the churches. Last year we did. The fire department, so any support we get, we turn around and try to support others. So,
and that's what it's all about. We love seeing the community lift itself up in various ways, whether financial or otherwise. And, we wrap up Saturday into the early morning hours, lots of partying going on, very exciting stuff in Holland. And then Sunday, we get together for one last time and one last meal. What do we need to know about Sunday?
At 10 o'clock, the community church service happens. So there's 5 churches in Holland there and three preachers, pastors, and they put this big church service on for everyone. So that wraps up about 11, and then the Holland American Legion Post 343 has their barbecue chicken dinners. And so we think that there's 3 sides, not 100% sure on the cost, but probably pretty reasonable like it has been. So show up at 11 o'clock, get your dinners. You can eat there with us, or you can take it home to your family and enjoy it with all them.
Very good. Ladies, is there anything else you want to make sure to mention? You've got a very busy week ahead of you as you plan for the weekend, but, as always, wish you the best of luck as you bring the best of Holland out to show this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
I don't think so.
Well, I just really hope that people will show up, and it's supposed to be pretty good weather, not hurricanes like last year. So, bring a sweatshirt, stay later in the evening, check out Whiskey Row and Holland Exit, and support those nonprofits that we have with the food booths. So.
Very good. Well, ladies, we appreciate your time today. And one more time for those listening or watching, if you want any further information about anything that you heard or saw today, be sure to check out Holland Events on Facebook. You guys do a fantastic job of posting there. So any updates or anything like that will be there. Otherwise, I think the committee, it's safe to say they'll see you at the fest this weekend.
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
see you there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for listening and, of course, being here, ladies, and watching this In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. Again, the 2025 Holland Fest happening September 12th through the 14th at Holland Park.
This has been In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Catch past episodes on our social media pages and our websites. If it matters to you, It matters to us. In.form.